Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and I tend to kind of maybe like ancillarily pay attention to YouTuber drama. I don't talk about it as often as some people. However, after what I saw, I kind of feel like I have to because I almost feel like it's going too far. And I'm referring to KSI versus Logan Paul and their upcoming bout on August 25th. That is going to net both of them a seriously large mint. There's going to be a lot of money earned off of this. And it's entirely possible that at their second press conference that was just held, I think yesterday or earlier today, it's going to hit epic proportions. Because KSI, my God, literally got Logan Paul to exit the stage almost in tears. And that's what they're saying right now, is that it was almost in tears. That to me is nuts. That's just nuts. Like, Logan, okay, look. Here, before we even jump into it, here's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, Logan Paul has taken a lot of shit this year, like an 100% deserved for the amount of shit he has pulled. Not only this year, but previous years. Karma is going to come back and just cockslap him very, very, very hard. And I'm totally fine with that because I feel like that's exactly what's needed. But at the same time, KSI laid into him, and it apparently had an impact. So at this thing, at this press conference, KSI's up there in a blonde wig, and he's talking trash. And they always talk trash, right? That's the whole point. They talk trash to one another. They get the crowd amped up for the bout. It's a way to help sell tickets. It's a way to help drive attention. I get it. It's all for show. And I want to say that I'm like 90% certain this is all for show. But apparently it had an impact, and that could just be the game. That could just be what's happening. So KSI up there in his blonde wig, starts insulting Logan Paul's dad, which is not hard to do at all. And he's up there like, oh, you said you would fight me like one-handed, you won't do shit. You'd be better off, kissing young girls or something like that. Like basically insinuating nothing really good about Logan Paul's dad. But that is in essence a valid criticism because there have been videos with his dad involved in situations like that where, again, it's come across as a little bit weird. But I've always kind of chalked it up to just the way that some people approach YouTube in the sense of like, yeah, this is going to be the right thing to do. Like, yeah, this is going to be the right course of action in order to get views. But you got Logan Paul's dad is just, it's a bit on the creepy side. And he's using that to demoralize the father, which, like I said, it kind of worked. But then he laid into Logan Paul, and he laid into Logan Paul about Chloe Bennett. Now, if you don't know Chloe Bennett, she is the star of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She is also Logan Paul's girlfriend. They apparently have been dating for a while. They hid their relationship. Then when the Suicide Force thing happened, she unfollowed him and definitely, made it look like they weren't together, that they weren't friends. But to me, it seems like, it's just like, look, this is the biggest social media shitstorm he's ever faced. It was making international, worldwide headlines. Obviously, she's going to distance herself because it's just going to be easier. Then, of course, someone asked the question and she confirms it. Then everyone's talking about it. I mean, again, that made international headlines last week as well. So KSI brings it up and he says, oh, you got a new girlfriend, Chloe Bennett. What's up, babes? He's like, oh, why don't you introduce her to me? You only got 85% of your testicles anyway. I'll give her the other 15%. And the whole time this is happening, the audience is chanting, and I mean this legitimately chanting, she's a hoe. Over and over and over again. I mean, look, here's the thing. Logan Paul is in enemy territory. He doesn't have his brother to back him up that I could see. And his father had already basically just been emasculated and almost called a pedo by KSI. That's what he was insinuating, at least. And as a result of that, these guys are like finding themselves, in this lead up, this YouTube, IRL YouTube drama that is like, I'm not going to lie. And I hate to even remotely say it. I hate to even remotely give it the attention. It's interesting. And I understand why people are flocking to this, but like apparently after that, Logan Paul gets up and he storms off, right? He storms off stage. He tried to like get in a little bit of a fight, a little bit of a blow, of a blow of his own to KSI. The thing is, KSI was standing, pacing around the stage. Logan Paul went to grab the microphone. KSI told him to basically, shut the F up. And Logan did it. Logan bowed. Well, I mean, I'm just like a bitch. He bowed like a bitch. And then got up and left. And then, KSI was like, "Oh, where you going? Where you going?" And that's the thing. He got up and he took off and he got so mad. And again, this could just be an angle. This could just be the woe is me angle, because I always view these sort of things as being theater, right? Like it's both sides that they're going to either going to come after each other, and they're going to try to demoralize each other. It's part of the trash talk of the sport, which is something that in gaming is a big thing. And a lot of people out there don't realize that like this is pretty prevalent. People like Anita Sarkeesian would argue that what KSI did was sexist because he brought up Chloe Bennett from not from a non-appreciative standpoint. However, many would argue that he was appreciating her, just maybe not in the best possible way. But this kind of trash talk is been around forever. It's never going to go away. And the reason why is because it's compelling. It's interesting. It's fascinating to watch humans respond to that kind of verbal badgering, and whether or not they're going to use it as a way to get angry, to take it out on each other. Now, the way it works ultimately is this whole thing is meant to get the fans riled up, right? The fans who are fans of Logan Paul, the Logang army or whatever, they're going to be upset at what he said. They're going to be feeling sympathetic for their boy Logan, who took off, who didn't fight back. But KSI is going to have his fans pumped up because KSI already whooped his ass mentally before even getting in the ring. And boxing is like 90% mental. Well, not 90%. There's a lot of mental goes into boxing, right? So KSI, if this is true, if this is real, and again, I'm putting a big if on this one, because I don't know, it could all be fake. Logan has faked things before. The Force video, for one, he's faked his own death before. KSI is not necessarily the most upstanding YouTuber in existence, so this could just be part of the show. But if it's not, if it's real, and Logan Paul got up and he walked out and he bailed on the whole thing, then goddamn fucking KSI got in Logan Paul's head. And even other people who were there, witnesses who were there, did say that they thought that it did look like Logan Paul almost had tears in his eyes, right? Like, Logan is from Ohio. According to people who know him, he's like a sensitive dude, right? He acts hard, but he's really not hard, But then you got KSI, who's coming at it from a very British sensibility. British people know how to cut to the core when it comes to biting satire and criticism. They will say things that make Americans blush constantly. And KSI know how to hit the right buttons. And so if this is the case, if this is a real thing, if this really, really, really happened and he is in his head, it's over, man. Like, now Logan Paul could come back and be like, "Yo, that was man. Like, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna eat that rage. I'm gonna put it into my fight." But if a couple simple words got into his head, all KSI has to do beforehand is just basically re-utter those phrases. Pavlov's dog, this guy, and then essentially just cripple him emotionally for the fight, get him out of the fight, get him thinking about other things, and he'll get his ass handed to him. I mean, the likelihood of Logan Paul actually beating KSI was very, very, very small to begin with. But if this particular incident is any indication of what's going to happen, any indication of what's going to come, then obviously, yes, it is going to be KSI will beat Logan Paul. And here's the thing I hate the most about this. Now that I've actually watched this clip and I feel somewhat emotionally invested, which was the entire point in the first place, I'm now going to have to check this thing out. I'm now going to have to check this thing out. And that is exactly the reason. That is exactly the point. That is exactly everything that they want. And you know what? I'll fully admit, I will own the fact that I'm an idiot in this regard. I will own the fact that this is precisely not the right. I should not give it attention because I think it's stupid anyway. But there hasn't been a lot of good drama. There's been that FouseyTube stuff. Basically, he just read The Secret, and he's just reacting to it. He's coming at it like a born again Christian. That's a whole other thing that I only know about tangentially. But yeah, so I'm curious what you guys think about this one. If you saw the clips, I'll link to an article below. I didn't want to show the clips because I didn't want to. I don't want to get my shit taken down. But I'll link to the article below. Check it out. Watch the 2 clips, and tell me if you think that this is all theater or if this is real. And if it's real, do you think that Logan Paul will be able to come back from it to beat KSI in a couple weeks? Or do you think that Logan Paul is done and should just call off now as a way to save whatever dignity he has left? Because I think he's going to lose it in this fight. I think he's going to lose it. If I were a betting man, I would bet on Logan Paul losing. But I am curious to know your guys' thoughts. Let me know down in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out. If you enjoyed this video, please consider becoming a patron today for just $1 per month over at patreon.com/mundanemat.